Alright, so in today's video we're going to be talking about sporks versus forks. And we actually don't have any forks on the table here. But a lot of you know that I like my Tokes long-handled spork. I bought this thing and I was really excited about it. And then once I started using it, I complained about it all the time. The tines on the fork part of the spork, they're too shallow. And so you can't really stab anything with it. And then because it has the tines, all these little slits, when you go to eat like a soup or whatever, the liquid just runs out of those slits and you can't really, it doesn't work very well as a spoon and it doesn't work very well as a fork. It can be used if you had to. It can be used as a fork and a spoon, but it's not very good at either one. And so I upgraded to a long-handled spoon. The reason I like the long handle is because when you're eating Mountain House or Backpacker's Pantry or any of those freeze-dried meals, the long handle allows you to get all the way to the bottom of the bag without having to cut it. And when you cut it, you cut off the Ziploc seal on top. And so by being able to use the long handle, you can seal it back up and you can save the other half for later. Or I can eat my half and then she can eat her half when she's done doing whatever it is she's doing.
Also, when you're packing out, you don't have to worry about it making a mess in your bag.
Yeah, that's true too. Packing out, you just Ziploc it shut and then you don't have to worry about it spilling. There's just a lot of benefits of not having to cut your freeze-dried meal bag open. And so the long handle works really well. A lot of those Mountain House meals too are cut into a lot of really small little pieces. And so the spoon allows me to get a big hearty meal or hearty bite every single bite. And I much rather have a spoon than a spork. But Caroline is actually a big fan of sporks.
Especially my spork.
Just her spork.
This is my spork. It is a Snow Peak titanium spork. All of these are actually titanium. It's just our preference for eating utensils. So this is my spork. It's super pretty because it's purple. It's also very functional. So it has longer tines. So when you're going to be cutting up steak or chicken, you can really get a good grip in the meat to cut and then grab your little bite and eat that. I also really like that the bowl is more spoon shaped. If you can see that, it gets rounder towards the top versus the Tokes where it kind of flattens off. Now because of that, even though you're still going to lose liquid because it does have the slits for the tines, a lot of the liquid will nest back in the bowl, so you still retain some of it. It also has a really nice handle. It's standard size, so it's not as long as the long-handled sporks or spoons or whichever, but it's very, very comfortable. So it's a really good option for when you're camping. A lot of times you're eating one-handed because you're like holding your plate with your other hand. You can scoop and stab comfortably with this. Also, probably the best thing about having a spork, because goodness knows I hate doing dishes, this is one thing to clean. So this is the only utensil I have to clean. It's the only utensil I have to worry about keeping track of or carrying. So yeah, I love my spork.
Yeah. See, I don't like sporks, but I used to carry a spoon and a fork all the time. But I was jealous because she would have one utensil to clean, one utensil to carry, one utensil to take care of, keep track of. It's so convenient just having to worry about the one item. And so I kind of compromised and got a Light My Fire spork, which has a designated fork on the one end and spoon on the other. And so you get the full function of a fork, the full function of a spoon, and I really, really like that. But the issue with this is you'll go to stir your tea or your hot chocolate, and then you'll go to eat with your fork, and then your grabbing on your handle becomes full of tea or whatever. Or you'll eat your chicken or your steak, and then you'll go to stir your tea, and your handle, because it's your fork, is all dirty and messed up. And it just seems like I'm constantly wiping this thing off. I'm constantly cleaning the one end so I can use the other end. And it's just, yes, it's a really great eating utensil. It's a really great fork. It's a really great spoon. But you're just constantly cleaning it, constantly, it's not the most convenient thing in the world. But it is, again, one unit. It's one thing you have to carry, one thing you have to worry about, one thing to clean, but you're going to clean it a lot.
Yeah.
And that's where her having a designated handle really comes in handy, because her hand never gets dirty. It's just her handle is always clean. And so, yeah, we actually have a set that we are testing out right now that I'm really excited about.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
That one, we're still testing it to make sure it's as good as it looks, and that may be the answer that we've been looking for.
For sure.
And so if you're interested in seeing that, make sure you subscribe and come join the pack. We're going to make sure to have videos on all our new gear coming up real soon. Also, make sure to leave any knowledge or questions in that comment section. I know I already did a video on our eating utensils, but in that video I complained a lot about sporks. That's why I wanted to do another one, because Caroline is a fan. And if you want to know why you're seeing this video on a Tuesday, I'll leave a link to a video in the description box below where I talk about some future plans for the channel and how these Tuesday videos are going to work. And so can't wait to see you guys on the next one.
Bye.
Bye, guys.